get our regular September Board of Education meeting started and called to order. We want to welcome everyone for being here tonight and thank you for coming out. We are missing a couple of board members this evening that are not able to be here. And we just keep them in our prayers as they're traveling and doing what they're doing. Bring the board's attention to the agenda and ask for a motion to approve the adoption of the agenda.
I'll make such a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
If you will stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you'll remain standing, we'll go to the Lord in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, as we bow before you this evening, we do thank you for this day you've given us, and as we come and we just to take on the business of our school district for Mitchell County, we ask for your wisdom and your guidance. Again, we thank you for the safety that you have provided to our schools, our faculty, our staff, our students, the bus drivers, all that are a part of the everyday. Lord, we ask that you watch over and continue through the administrators to give guidance. And Father, as we come upon this 1 year anniversary next week of Helene, Father, we've been through some difficult and challenging times over the past 5 years. Lord, you've seen us through it. There's been challenges for our students that during the year the structure and learning has been disrupted for extended periods of time. Father, we ask that you just engage their minds. And Father, to strengthen the teachers, the faculty, as they can try to cover the time that they missed. And Father, I know that there's still things that we are recovering from in the classroom, even just for the weeks that we were out of school last fall. Lord, we ask that you would just continue to lead and guide. Lord, we ask for the protection, and we are grateful for the safety that you've given us. We ask you to watch over us throughout the remainder of this year. And these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. With that, I bring the board's attention to the ethics statement. If there's anything that is a conflict of interest or has the appearance of a conflict of interest, if you would let it be known at this time. Any public input? No public input, so we'll move on to Mr. Calhoun and the superintendent's report.
Item A, funding update. Don't really have anything to share with you. We still do not have a state budget. We have a short budget with the highest, but we don't have a full state budget yet. So no news on that. No news that we're even going to come out with one. So that's where we stand there. Item B, school issues, concerns, and plans. So we're looking at bringing in our DA, Seth Banks, just to talk to parents and the kids that want to attend maybe a meeting at the middle school and high school, just about the dangers of social media, the dangers of the bullying, the dangers of making statements off the cuff that could be serious legal consequences. I know as a boy that attended school, Mitchell County Schools many years ago, phrases that I would have said or other kids would have said then have a lot of different meaning today. It was nothing that when we were out playing Cowboys and Indians to say, I'm going to kill you. But you can't say that today. You can't make those comments today because then it starts an investigation. It starts us looking in to see if this, did he really mean anything by this or did he not? So we'd like for our DA just to educate parents, you know, how things have changed, especially since Columbine years ago. It seems like several years ago now, but it's always a worry and always a concern. So we're looking at a date, a time, and set up that meeting. Justin's been working hard on that, planning that. So that's just wanted to inform the board. That's why we're doing it. You know, we ran into a handful of those issues toward the end of the year, last year, middle of the year. We just don't want to see them. We want to be proactive and get the word out there. These are the things you can't do, things that might implicate legal consequences and, make parents aware and also make our kids aware. So we'll update you when we have a date, when we have a little bit better plan. I don't know if we're not really thought of a time frame yet, because we're still working with the DA on that, but as soon as we do, we'll let the board know. But we want to be a little bit more proactive this year in doing that. Item C, I think I talked about this at the last meeting about the vision of Harris Middle School, that we would like to see that turn into a trade school, and I informed you that I've been working closely with EDC and also been working with the town of Spruce Pine, talking with the town of Spruce Pine, and also Mayland Community College about the possibility of having a trade school. The vision there, of course, just to remind you, we'd love to be able to offer HVAC classes, electrician classes, plumbing classes, carpentry, bring carpentry back, have a facility that we could build mini homes in, and also open it up not just for our students, but to adults that want to go back and further their education at night. That's where we would partner with Mayland. So the odd thing, and I wish Jennifer were here, we sort of put out fillers and started talking about funding, but they did a webinar this week, and this is what assures me to know that was a good vision. So the webinar they listened to was from Appalachian State. It was the disaster funds, where there's $20 million available, and Mitchell and Avery County are the top 2 priority counties. And it was exactly the vision. They wanted a location that could be a shelter, that would have emergency backup, that could have a commercial kitchen, that could also offer training in all the trades that were missing when Hurricane Helene hit. So they both came running to my office and said, "Did you talk to these people? Did you?" I said, "No, this is all new to me." So everything that they talked about in that grant possibility is the vision that I shared with the board last board meeting. So we feel really good moving forward with this. We have a meeting, I believe it's next week, with the planning committee from Appalachian State. There's 3 phases of it. There's a planning stage, which I feel like we've got the jump on, because they give you $175,000 to start the study and plan it and get with your EDC, and get with your town, and get with the people that we've already done. And we've got a location there. So we feel really good about the opportunity of making this thing go forward. It's still, the best you can do, even if we got the grant, it's still 2 years out. But I think it's something that our county could benefit from, our kids could benefit from. There'd be good paying jobs, that they could come back and live in our county and stay. As you know, our birth rate in Mitchell County has been declining over the years. I remember very well being the principal at Harris and talking to the principal at Greenlee, and it was nothing back in my days when I was principal at Harris to have 150 to 165 kids enrolled in kindergarten at Greenlee. And that was Greenlee alone. And at that time, we had Goulding, Tipton Hill, and Gooch. That was nothing just to get that many kindergartners at Greenlee. The birth rate in Mitchell County last year was 102 children. 102. And that was researching all the hospitals in Eastern Tennessee, Western North Carolina, all around. 102 kids were born last year. So what that tells me, 5 years from now, the most kindergartners we could have, because we have people move in, is 102. So you can see what has happened to enrollment. It's all tied to the birth rate. So I think, that just planning to have these opportunities where our young people could get good paying jobs, come back here, buy land, build a home, raise a family, and make a good living. I think this would be an excellent opportunity. But also opening up through Mayland for adults who wanted to better themselves, get a better job. I shared this with the board last time. I talked to Stephanie Whitson, who owns Whitson's Electric, and she told me she could hire 10 electricians tomorrow and put them to work. So the jobs are there. So we're looking forward to moving this thing forward, and we'll start to keep the board updated on the progress of that, and we'll let you know when we get to the planning stage. I mean, this is just sort of interest next week, and you're welcome to attend that. I'll get you the dates on that. But definitely when we get to the planning stages, we want the board to be really part of that. But we feel like we've already laid that groundwork, and things are starting to come together. We're very excited about that.
Mr. Calhoun, did I understand that Appalachian wants to see a disaster shelter and commercial kitchen with that too? Is
Yes,
that-
sir, yeah, and
So-
a place you could set up a temporary shelter, just like we used
Yeah.
to build up there for,
Yeah.
which would be great, and a generator backup.
So-
So all that could be included in that.
And so it sounds like probably need to have some conversation with the county and emergency
Yeah.
management with that
Yeah.
too.
And that's
Yeah,
part of
we'll do
their
it.
job is help bring the partners in,
Yeah.
like bring the commissioners in, bring the town,
Yeah.
the Spruce Pine in. Which like I said, we've laid a lot of those blocks
Yeah.
now, but they would actually facilitate it. And they would actually help us, you know, where we as a board took on the role of building the new school, they would actually take on that role of, we would tell them what we want.
Yeah.
But they would be the ones facilitating, making the structure work.
And I think that's huge, cause I mean, with the county looking at Bowman,
Yeah.
it may set it up as a temporary shelter,
Have
or
one
potential
each
shelter,
area.
have one on both ends of the county, I think it's a huge benefit,
Yeah, I
so,
will. And then
yeah.
develop those opportunities for our kids to be able to take classes and be electricians, be plumbers, be HVAC, you know, gas piping, all the different, you know, trades we could offer there.
Yeah,
And the jobs that they could get, and potentially still stay here. You know, a lot of our young people, when they do graduate and want to get higher paid jobs, they have to move away
Yeah.
to get those jobs, and that way we can stay here and get those jobs. So we're very excited about that. It's just like it fell in place, because I don't think I've ever seen excitement, Beth.
No,
Jennifer,
I know.
came running down like, did you talk to these people about this? And no, I hadn't, so, we're very excited about that. Next item is item D. You know, the deadline's coming up for the needs-based grant. We applied for that last year, and it was to address, Mitchell High School, Gooch and Greenlee. We're gonna ask for everything we asked for last year that the board approved. We did make a few additions, of course, we made a few subtractions too, because we've had some things done on our own that we were able to take out. We also added back paving and some different things in there. So we don't have the final application yet, and we'll be glad if you all want to have a special call meeting, or if you want to go ahead and approve it tonight, because it's 99% of it will be what you approved last year. The only additions that, and I'll share with the board every addition we put in there, but paving was the biggest. If there's anything else, I'll be glad to share it with the board. So that's up to y'all, if you want to go to approve it tonight, or if you want to wait, do a special call, but we probably have to do it next week or the next 10 days, and then we've got to get that thing submitted.
we don't have a copy of it, do we?
We don't, because.
Because you're still working on it.
Yeah, the architects, you know, prices did change.
Yeah.
And they're trying to give us different prices and stuff. But it'd be, you know, we apply for the full 62 million.
Yes, sir.
We'll apply for it. And like I said, it'd be renovating Mitchell High School, basically building a new school on the grounds of Gooch, and keep the library and keep the EC wing, but we would build the school on the grounds, bring it up out of the floodplain.
Everything we discussed before, minus
Everything
what we
discussed
had.
before.
already done.
Same thing at the high school, would be total remodel of the high school, bigger windows, facelift, flooring, there's lots of things to be done at the high school. I believe with the 62 million, about 27 was spent on Mitchell High School to refurbish it. And then Green, definitely new roof, and there was some safety things, you know, vegetable where you walk in, so there's a place, safety
Yeah.
there, there's several things we talked about
Yeah.
there. But that's up to the board. I mean, we could have a special call, I could poll myself, I could poll the board. We need to, you know, it just requires your signature, Brandon,
Yeah.
when we get it ready to go.
So,
If
with that,
y'all want
what's
to vote on
up?
just giving Brandon the authority to look over that and then sign it. It's just application, I
Yeah,
mean, you all can make changes to it, of course, if we were to be fortunate enough to get the grant.
what's the pleasure of the board to have a motion for either go ahead and approve the needs-based grant, or, you wanna have a special call meeting, or how do you want to? So I need the motion to have the board, what's the pleasure of the board?
It's the same, go ahead.
I'd say we go ahead and vote.
Me too.
I have so give me a motion to move forward
I
with
make such a motion, we go ahead with
needs-based grant. So I have a motion that we approve the needs-based grant for Mitchell High School, Gooch, and Greenlee. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next thing is we are gonna look next Tuesday, I believe we have an administrators meeting and start talking about a snow day plan. We have a lot of, that was a big request from our parents in the county. Lots of times when we make a snow call, it's always based on safety. But sometimes, you know, it only hits areas of the county. If you have an ice storm that typically hits the southern end of the county, if you have a snowstorm that typically hits the northern end of the county. And a lot of people question, well, why didn't you have school? There's no snow out here. Why didn't you have school? There's no snow up here, no ice up here. And, you know, we always make the decision on safety, but we also know that a lot of our parents don't have anywhere for the kids to go. A lot of grandparents are working now. A lot of grandparents are raising their kids now. So we're gonna talk to the Y and see if the Y can work with us and have a snow day. It may involve some of our staff. It's up in the air right now. We're still take it back to the fire police and then come up with a plan and present it to the board. And you wouldn't open it every time. If you have a countywide ice storm, certainly you're not gonna have snow. But if you have snow, say building one day, we can't have school, we may have a snow day. We possibly could run buses, just maintenance home. We are gonna look at that plan this year to see if we can get our kids in school more. And maybe that way we could tutor those kids on those days. You couldn't start new instruction because it technically would not be a day. But you could definitely remediate, tutor, and hopefully improve our test scores on this fall. But we'll be getting more information back to you on that. We'll be meeting administrators, hopefully with you, and starting that discussion. Item F, we would like to do this year, Mr. Gregory and I talked right before the meeting, we would like to do a government tour of the schools like we did several years ago. Where we take the county schools, council members and mayor, and county electoral council members, mayor, commissioners, and you all, and just take a day and tour all of our schools and talk to the teachers, and see what they're doing in the classrooms, and get feedback from them. And then we end up, I believe, up at the high school. I think they've offered to feed you all up there on that day. But we can set a date. I know we probably need the other two here to be able to set a date. But that's something to be thinking about. I can definitely send out a poll to the board on what dates will work for y'all. We'd love to do that in October. Sometimes when it gets too cold, we deal with weather issues. So be thinking about that. I think that would be a good thing. We've not done that in a few years. I know we did it before COVID, and we were going to do it COVID year, if you remember. We had it planned to do, I believe, that March. We closed on COVID year. We haven't done it since then, so I would like to definitely do that. If that's the board's pleasure, if you'd like for me to look toward that. Is that something y'all like for me to plan?
Good to me.
Have a motion to set up a tour of the schools for county government and town government. Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Next thing, we have field trips. We have the junior class trip. It goes to Washington, D.C. That'll be April 30th through May the 3rd. That's Mr. Hurd's trip. It's always well organized and well run, and I recommend to the board that you approve that trip.
Have a motion to approve the field trip to Washington, D.C.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Have a second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
And we'll move to number 7. I noticed Mr. Gregory is out there, not Mr. Gregory. We'll move to that. Our teacher advisory council in present tonight. Very proud to have them here. And Taylor, I don't know who's sharing what, but I'll turn it over to you.
So I came a couple months ago and talked to you about how we're setting up a teacher advisory council. Since then, we have filled the teacher advisory council with the teacher of the year from all of our schools, as well as the beginning teacher of the year and the CTE teacher of the year. And it is a super good group of teachers. All of our teachers are great, but to get a load of different perspectives, different grade levels, different specialties, it's a great group to have here. So I was just going to give each of them a minute to introduce themselves, talk about the schools that they're from, why they think a teacher advisory council is important. We have a couple that couldn't be here tonight, so I'll introduce them and read their little blurb for them. And I just wanted to say that I'm very grateful for each of them and all of the see all of the struggles that teachers have and staff members have and our custodians have and all of the amazing things that we have going on as well. So I just want to highlight that and say that I'm very appreciative of those of you who agreed to be on the council for giving me even more time to put into this. So I'll just start with that. We have teachers from each of the schools. As I said before, we have Teacher of the Year from each school, as well as Beginning Teacher of the Year, which is Miss Carly York, and CTE Teacher of the Year, which is Kate Boone. So our shared mission is, I'll let you read it, but in short, to collaborate more with all of you. So to collaborate more with our county office staff, Board of Education, and county commissioners so that we can all come together on our shared goal of helping students be the best that they can be. I put a facilitator, I didn't want to put chairperson, because I am just organizing and sending things, but everybody else is doing the work as well. And so this is my 7th year teaching, 6 of those being at Greenlee in 2nd grade. I was the Northwest Region Teacher of the Year, and I actually brought this idea back from one of the Teacher of the Year events that I went to, because a lot of the other regions had this type of thing going on in their districts, and I thought it was a great idea. So came back and talked to Jennifer Gregory about it, and then kind of she helped me get it started really quick, right before school started. Kristen cannot be here, but she was the North Carolina Ag and the Classroom Teacher of the Year last year. She teaches 2nd grade at Gooch. This is her 11th year teaching, and 15th year being in the school system altogether. And she, what she found really important was to just highlight teachers' voice. And that is something that I've talked about a lot. Sometimes we bring our voices to county office staff, or we bring our voices to the Board of Education, and they bring it forth to whoever needs to hear it. But I'm super passionate about bringing teacher voices directly to you, and you hearing from us directly, as well as Kristen.
I'm Teresa Brown. I was the 2025 Greenlee Primary Teacher of the Year, and I was also the Mitchell County School Teacher of the Year. This is my 5th year at Mitchell County, 21st year teaching. I teach English as a 2nd language. I am at Gooch with some kids there. I'm also working in 3rd grade at Mitchell Elementary School. The majority of my time, though, is at Greenlee. And just my goal with this is to help make a positive impact for the teachers and get our voices out there in the community and work on pulling everybody together. I'm Janelle Hollifield. I teach 5th grade at Beach Elementary. This is my 15th year teaching. When Taylor first mentioned this to me, I was super excited about it. Board meetings actually is something that I have felt for a long time that I should be more aware of and that I should take time to attend. But there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes to make that happen. But I do think this will help me as a teacher be more informed of the jobs that you all have and the decisions you have to make, as well as me letting you know if I hear of something in the school that you could help with, or just something positive that I want you to know about, because there are lots of good things happening. So I can share the positives and then let you know things you can help with that might not always make it to you, just because sometimes we talk amongst ourselves, but we don't really take the time or go the right route to get those concerns to the right people. So I'm excited and I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Jessica Sparks is our representative from the middle school. She teaches 7th grade science. She has 23 years of teaching experience. And she just highlighted the importance of it because it opens doors to communication, gives teachers a voice, and provides feedback and improves education for all involved. Katie Transtaff is also not here. She was the Mitchell High School Teacher of the Year. I'm also going to send this out to you all, so if you want to take the time to read everybody's personal pages, you can. But she teaches 9 through 12 health sciences. This is her 6th year. And she was very excited to be asked. And she also, something that I wanted to note is when I did ask her, I thought it was inspiring that she not only was bringing forth her concerns for just Mitchell High School, but other concerns that she had in other schools, as well as positive things happening in other schools because she has children in all of the other schools.
Okay, I'm Katie Boone, and this is my 30th year. And I'm 25 in Mitchell County, taught for the last 4 years at the high school in CTE, and I've had so many people say, why in the world would you leave elementary and go to the high school? I'm going to tell you something. We have the best kids around. We have awesome students. Both of my children came through Mitchell High School. They're both successful, well-rounded adults, and I think we've got to talk about the good things that we are producing and the good citizens that we are producing. So yes, I see the positives to it. I'm very happy to be part of this council. And I love that I'm on the other end of the student's education, where I used to teach reading skills and phonics and letters. Now we're teaching real-world application, and we're teaching students to be ready for the workforce and ready to go to post-secondary education. And I love that, because I'm having the students that I had in 3rd grade coming through, and they're like, I want to be a teacher. And I love that, because we all know we've got a teacher shortage. So I'm excited about the positives. Are there needs? Yes, there are. And I'm glad that I can be a voice to those needs, to, like Janelle said, putting them in the right direction so that we can take care of issues that arise. But we have a wonderful, wonderful thing going here in Mitchell County, and it's a lot to be proud of.
My name is Carly York, and this is my 2nd year teaching. I teach art at Greenlee and at Gooch. I'm excited to be on this council because I think it will help me learn more about the other teachers that we have in the county, what their needs are at their schools, but also about the positive things that are happening in the other schools as well. And I'm excited to give teachers a voice through this and to see the good things that are going to come.
So I'll just tell you a little bit about this. Each of us sent out a Google form to our schools. It's just a teacher voice survey. And we're taking those responses and we're working closely with our admin in our schools as well as the county office staff to kind of work through any questions or concerns that might arise. Because like some of the other teachers said, you don't know it's an issue unless you say it. So we do sometimes talk about it amongst ourselves, passing in the hallway or whatever, but then we don't take the right route to get it to the people that need to hear it or the people that we know that can help us with it. So we're going to be going through those surveys, talking closely with principals and specific county office staff that can answer very specific questions that maybe some of the teachers have in their schools. And then whatever information that needs to get to you all, I know the county office staff will help us do that. So that's just an example of the form. It asks them all the questions. So what cool things are you doing in your classroom? What cool things are the rest of your teachers in your school doing? Questions about struggles that you're having, concerns that you have for county office staff, Board of Education, and our county commissioner. So we're trying to bring in everybody so that we can all collectively help our school system, because I would like to echo what Katie said. We have an awesome school system, especially going out to the Teacher of the Year stuff and seeing other school systems and hearing what they have going on or what they don't have compared to what we do have. I am glad that I teach here, but also that doesn't mean that we can't bring concerns forth to improve as we're moving. I sent this the first time I saw you all, and there's a QR code there, but if you don't want to scan that or deal with that, I can also just email you the link. And so it's a just come see us in action school visit request. So if you wake up one day and you're like, I want to go to one of the schools, let me choose one to go to, tell them what I want to see when I go there. You can fill that out and we can help organize a visit with you all. But also I was really excited to hear Mr. Calhoun say that they plan to have a tour of the schools with local government, you all, county office staff, everybody, just so that we can all collectively come together and appreciate what the people in the buildings are doing every day. Because some days it is not that easy. So to just let you see the hardships that maybe we're going through, as well as the art that Miss Carly puts up for the entire school, not just class by class, or Katie sending home these babies that are like real babies, or Janelle getting to show you what she's handling in her class. It might even be behaviors that we're having to deal with. And then Miss Brown watching her work with our EL population and the incredible growth that they make, coming in not knowing a word of English and then leaving and being able to productively work in a classroom where the teacher only speaks English. There's just really amazing things going on, and we want nothing more than for you all to come in and to share it with you, and to also just know that we have your support in bringing forth concerns and know that you're going to be there to help us. So if you have any other questions, you can email me or anybody that I mentioned today, but we just want to thank you for having us and thank you for letting us talk to you.
Well, I thank you for coming tonight, and thank you all for serving on this council for the first time that we've tried something like this, and excited about it. As a parent of a special needs child that pushes that child to be involved in inclusion as much as possible, I'm a firm believer we have a great schools all across Mitchell County, and I'm very grateful for that. I will say a lot of times you hear negative stuff, but people like to focus on the negative. I appreciate the positivity that you all bring to the table, and with that, we're not perfect. There are areas that we can improve, and we want to do so. So thank you for what you're doing in the service and the extra, because your plates are already full in the classroom, much less to take on an extra committee appointment and to tackle this. So thank you for what you're doing. And it's great to hear the report back from you all that are there saying we're proud of Mitchell County Schools. That means a lot, I think, to this board. Any other board comments?
I think y'all do a great job doing that.
I think when you consider your responsibility that y'all have, and these tours for the county officials and things like that, when they come out there and see, they say, well, they teach this grade, they teach that grade and everything, but when they get in the middle of things, and they see all the students, that you teach, have to teach, have to deal with, and try to, bring them on like individuals, it's mind-boggling. Y'all have a great responsibility, and you do good at it. It's amazing. It kind of blows my mind until you actually see on a tour. My gosh, haven't got any sanity at the end of the work day. With 25 or 30 students.
It is questionable.
I didn't mean to say that in a facetious, negative way. I meant to say, that I
thank you again.
Thank you.
Item B is personnel, we need to go to the closed session.
Okay, I didn't know if you was going to, yeah, closed session down is 9 and budget is 8, so I didn't know if you was doing budget.
Yep, you got bad.
That link will let you in.
I should have been quiet, we couldn't make you hang around longer.
That's,
Now, wait.
well, I sure said that link won't let you in, but now it does.
I had to verify mine
Bring
then.
on a little extra copy. Get your signatures back.
Well, it asked me to, but said I didn't have access. I had to ask.
Oh,
for
you had
access.
this.
Here
Oh,
comes the
there you
fun
go,
part,
now
all
give it.
numbers.
Did you get it now?
Yeah, I got it.
And as Mr. Government stated earlier, we don't have a budget, as you all are well aware, so this is a moving target, this is our beginning point, so. Feeling okay about it though right now, I mean, we're just going on what we did last year, same with that, so. Of course, the increases, medical insurance increased, and so did retirement this year, so we have to take that into account. So we did all that. I did want to give a shout out to Mr. Calhoun. He was adamant about saving all jobs as much as we can, you know, not losing any positions, so we did the best we could on that. Got a lot of programs and a lot of supplies, but we've done well with personnel, because Mr. Calhoun, that was his main focus on there. We went back and forth a lot over this, but if you look at the first one, that's your local current expense, that's the Fund 2, you hear me say a lot. I'm not gonna read each one of those out to you, but our local current expense fund appropriation is gonna be $2,359,409. And that's just broken down into salaries, pretty much what you're looking at. That's your instructional programs, the 5,000 to the 5,999 program, or purpose codes. That's where your salaries are coming in for the classrooms. And all the services. And then your 6,000 to 6,999, you'll see that as the operational support, the financial and human resources, accountability services, and the policy. That's the 1.8 million. And then just the non-program charges, that's gonna be pretty much our payments to the charter schools. We've got that at 12,000 this year. And if you look at the revenues below that, we're expected to get the same amount pretty much that we did last year, with the county appropriation being the same. And then fines and forfeitures, we may get a little more, may get a little less, it's hard to say. Interest on the checking accounts, close to being that every year, so sticking it, leaving it with that. This is complete shot in the dark, but it's saying that we're gonna go 25,000 into our fund balance, so we'll see what happens by the end of the year. That's what I hope to happen, but we'll see. The next one is our other specific revenue funds, that's our earmarks. Again, I won't read each one of those to you, but we've got $2,030,796.79 in that. And if you look down, you'll see where all that's coming from. The school nurse reimbursement, we have that every year. The one thing, and some of the things that we don't have, we did appropriate $610,000 from the county appropriation for the salaries out of this, and the reimbursement for Helene and the FEMA reimbursement, that is a complete shot in the dark there. I'm saying we're gonna get $254,000 from insurance and $55,000 from FEMA. It may be more, it may be less, but that's a good common ground there.
Beth, have you seen anything from FEMA
I
yet?
have
Okay.
started rolling really good right now.
Okay.
We're getting, Danny and I talked about that, he came up and looked over all this too, yesterday and day before, I think, but he had met with FEMA again on Monday, and we're getting it down. I mean, we've got very few things left. They're getting very nitpicky on what we need, like I saw some emails that came across today, and they're wanting to know how far the water line is it underground, and how far it is underground, and how far it goes, and how much of it was damaged before the storm and after the storm. I mean, it's like just crazy, you know, the
Yeah.
questions that they're getting, but they have started rolling in. And insurance, we should be getting that payment sometime next week or the next, I'm hoping. We got everything complete with insurance, so
Good.
that's good, yeah.
That helps.
And then, the cure
probably, I won't have to do too many budget amendments on you with this, cause I do think they give us everything. This year, they went ahead, Mr. Calhoun knows this, with like transportation, instead of waiting and a lot more in January, they went ahead and gave it all to us now, which is good. I mean, that helps us, you know, we don't have to plan, so.
But you won't be seeing anything extra.
No, we won't be seeing anything. April, we might, you know, they go
Yeah.
through what is left in the equipment and stuff like that. They may come back and give us more, but it won't be, would not be more than $20,000. So we're 19,667,000 in the state. And in our federal, and this is a portion of it, but right now, I tried to get everything that I could complete in there. This, we shouldn't have too many amendments in federal, it should be about the same, bar a couple PRCs, I think, maybe, that we've not gotten allotted yet, but it's $1,973,613. And then it breaks it down by each one. Now, this is different, they did it last year too, but I didn't break it down for you guys like I did this year. If you look at the PRC revenues, that shows you grant year 5 and grant year 6, and we have to keep up with it like that. It's not the, used to be the FIFO first in, first out, it's not like that anymore. It's grant year 5 and grant year 6. We even had some grant year 4s left, but I've worked on getting all that spent. So, that's what you'll see on that.
Beth, with the federal, and I don't think there's not anything that comes into us that's tied to SNAP aid, is there?
No.
So,
Nope, I didn't. And child nutrition, again, this is the best guess that we had, we're saying 1.2 on that, is what we'll need this year. Right now, we're saying that Heather will get the $966,000 from her reimbursements, and the $200,000 will come out our fund balance, if she really don't have a fund balance. And then if we have to transfer, we're saying around 45.5 is what we might have to transfer for her.
That's something the board really, excuse me, will have to take a hard look at next year. You know, a lot of Board of Educations have been going to the commissioners and say, if you want us to keep the free lunch, free breakfast, we need help. If we can't keep the fund balance complete, if we do that. And a lot of county commissioners have been doing that, and then funding the difference, what we end up short in the food.
And we have had to give her 200 or more, haven't we, Chad, each year? I think
Yeah.
that's,
that's.
so that is very common. I mean, that's why we went ahead and started doing that, so we feel like that'll definitely, I mean, prices are only going up on stuff. She is doing, I don't really know all the details on it yet with the after school, but she is gonna be getting a little bit more reimbursement back from that.
Heather's doing everything possible to try to get her
Yeah.
fund balance up. We do want her to get all these, if possible, to eat free. There's so many hungry kids now.
She
We
is-
may need some help from the county on that.
She's done amazing. She did all this training and everything, just trying to get some more, so. Heather always does. She always has the best interest in the kids and her, so. And our total capital outlay, again, this is just a shot. We've got a lot going on. Our capital outlay, so who knows if this may increase quite a bit and it may not, depends on what they get started and finished this year, but we're guessing it's $7,774,151. And that, of course, is coming from our sales tax refund, county appropriation that we got at the beginning of the year, and the fund balance appropriation. And that $202,000 from the county, I just wanna say that, the capital outlay, that was because we had actually paid on the baseball field, we had to front the payment and then they paid us back, so it was, went between years. I paid it last year, and I didn't pay it back this year, so that's where that came from. If you guys have got any questions on this one,
Two questions you may not be able to answer, right off the top of your head, but, insurance cost and retirement cost, I know insurance is a big hit. Any idea how much?
Insurance made $8,500 per person, employer cost is $8,500 per person, and retirement is 24.67% per person, so the employer portion of
ahead and calculated it for the whole year because it's actually less now and then it goes up in January.
Yeah.
8,500 for the whole year, so, but they're saying we will have to get next year, so, and it'll be identical because we're so out of debt from the
Yeah.
state government. So that's something else we're gonna keep in mind too.
Yeah.
We just like to.
I know that's a big hit for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions about the budget resolution?
I'm surprised y'all did as good as you did. Coming up with hardly any figures at all, after what the hard events you went through last year. I mean, it's thanks to every one of you for what you've done, and it's, gosh, when you look and see, you know, what happened, and by the grace of God, you know, dug in there and did what you could, and able to even calculate, using calculations at all, it speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Well, it's a team effort, you know, I mean, and it's a lot of,
We had done a good job. and-
he don't stop even, and I mean, we're constantly like, what about this, what do you think about this, and when it is a team effort like this, we all collaborate together, you wouldn't believe how it's a moving part that works, you know, and the puzzle pieces fall right into place. I've got such good people surrounding me that even when I'm struggling, Mr. Calhoun will say, look at this, you know, what about doing this, moving that there, putting that there, and it works. I mean, a lot of times it's a prayer answered because we didn't want to see anybody drop dead, you know, that was the main.
One thing Beth and I always have done is look at every dollar. We feel like this is taxpayer dollars. And we want to be very efficient with our money, that we don't waste $1. So we negotiate everything. You know, if we have a mowing company, you want to clean up around the fence. Guy says $600. How can you do it for $400? I mean, we don't just go ahead and pay them now. We try to negotiate the price down because we feel like this is taxpayer money. We try to save as much as possible. I honestly believe I don't think you'll find another county in the state that spends this dollars as wisely as Mitchell County Schools does. If we harbor over $1.
Everybody's like, listen, this is the third time I've asked for them to cut the price, and they told me no more. They come to us and they say, we've already haggled. We can't get it for any less, but we do.
Perfect example is Duke Power moving the light pole. Started out $180,000, and we ended up, after many phone calls and calling everybody we could call, and got it down to $60,000.
That's a big difference.
So yeah, it was like weeks of calling.
It takes a lot longer, but it's worth it.
I'm not above begging.
No, we've decided we will make them tell us no.
Do I have a motion to approve the 2025-26 budget resolution?
Make such a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Sorry, I skipped over that.
Thank you, sir.
Now, a motion to go to closed session for personnel.
Yes, have a motion to go into closed session for personnel.
Make such a